We are shooting on location in Palm Beach, Florida. My name is Kim Swears, the boat boss, and what Palm Beach is known for is living, working, and playing on the water. Today, this is a story that you do not want to miss. It is a young man that actually turned tragedy into opportunity. I'd like to introduce you to Carter Viss. Good to see you.
It's great to see you.
Nice to meet you again.
Yeah, great to meet you again. Had a great time meeting you back in Albuquerque.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, they say people are brought into your life for a reason, and you were truly brought into my life. Part of the Boat Boss platforms are certain initiatives that we take, into our dealership and also to the platform, and that has really, you were part of creating safety. Safety is now a huge part of the Boat Boss platform, and we are taking that message worldwide. And I want to show and I want to tell the world about your story. So take us back to your childhood. I know you are a avid, snorkeler. You love the water. Tell us about your childhood.
Yeah, so it's funny. I actually grew up in Denver, Colorado, so completely away from the ocean. But I remember going to the doctor's office and seeing the saltwater fish tank there and just falling in love with everything aquatic life oriented. And I knew when I graduated high school, I had to go somewhere near the ocean. So I found Palm Beach Atlantic University here in Palm Beach, immediately fell in love with the area, went out to the beach right off Palm Beach and snorkeled the Breakers Reef and just knew, okay, this is my happy place.
I love it.
So that was, about 10 years ago. So I've been Floridian for 10 years now.
Well, I'm a native and I love turtles, and I know we share a love for turtles, but your life went a total 360. I was supporting breast cancer initiatives before I actually was diagnosed with breast cancer. You have a very similar story. Tell us about how you were saving the turtles and how that actually became part of that cause.
So back in 2017, I started working at Loggerhead Marine Life Center. They are a sea turtle hospital, so they specialize in sick and injured sea turtles and rehabilitating them to go back out into the wild. So a lot of these sea turtles come in with injuries that are boat or propeller strike related. So they're missing flippers, they have big lacerations on their shells, just you name it, really bad injuries. And it's about 90% of the turtles do not survive a direct boat strike like that. So Andy, a coworker of mine, and I went out snorkeling quite a bit. So on Thanksgiving Day of 2019, we were out snorkeling the Breakers Reef, my favorite spot, my happy place, and we were about done for the day. I started swimming in towards the shore, and then I saw this huge hole of a boat heading straight towards me at a super fast speed. So in just about 2 seconds, I had to react. I kind of turned my limbs a bit, make sure whatever was going to get hit, it wasn't my head or my back, or I wouldn't be here, and braced for impact. And the first thing I noticed after the impact happened was that my right arm was gone. I saw it sink down below me onto the reef for a moment there, and also realized I couldn't swim, and there was blood pooling all around me, and noticed both my legs were severely cut by the propellers to the point I couldn't move them, I couldn't swim. So I was drowning basically in my own blood, and thankfully I had a dive buddy with me, Andy. He was first on scene, managed to kind of hold me up out of the water. Thankfully, the boat that
turned around.
Yep. They noticed what happened, called 911, turned around, and got on the boat. Another kind of like a perfect stranger was out paddleboarding. She just learned how to tie Christine, yes. She just learned how to tie a tourniquet. So
a day before, I understand.
About a week before, yeah. And she tied them around my arms and legs, and I would have bled out right there on the scene if it wasn't for that. But just truly, truly an amazing.
It's a remarkable story.
Yeah.
So take us back to that day. I know we're going to head out there. It's the first time you've been there since really 4 years now.
Uh-huh.
What's going through your mind right now?
A lot of excitement, to be honest, because I love that reef. I love the Breakers Reef, and I haven't returned there since the accident, and I'm not going to let a horrible accident really define my outlook on the reef and on the ocean as a whole. So I think this is really a good kind of a cathartic way to heal from this incident and really get back in the water to do what I love.
So take us back. Okay, so Andy's on the boat with you, and I understand we're going to talk to Andy in a little bit.
Yeah.
So Andy's on the boat with you. You're thinking you're going to die.
Yeah.
Tell me what Andy said to you that was so remarkable.
Yeah, well, I am in complete panic mode, just screaming, gonna die, and the boat was taking us to the beach, and Andy's kind of just over me trying to comfort me, but nothing's working. And then he just says the simple words that God is here, God is with us, and just that mention of God right there, I felt this undescribable peace come over me. I was looking straight into the sky, a perfect blue sky, and it was a moment when I realized, okay, this is horrible, but God is still in control, and this is all happening for a reason.
Absolutely.
And I knew then my reason was to survive and to become a big advocate for boating and water safety.
Well, they say, there's a saying, 2 best days of your life, the day you were born and the day you know why. And you have found your why.
Yes, I have definitely.
So this is where you found your why. You're a young man that comes from Denver and makes South Florida your home, not realizing that you literally are going to change the world. Steve Jobs said, "Leave your spot on the world." You're leaving your spot on the world.
Yep.
And now let's talk about what you've created through this pain point that's now become your passion. Let's talk about the 3D dive flag.
Yes. So one of the main factors that caused this accident was the lack of visibility from your standard 2-dimensional dive flag. So this is something I always used while I was snorkeling down here. It's a 12-inch by 12-inch flag.
Tell us what's wrong with this flag. You know, this is something I snorkel, never thought.
Yeah, so there's quite a bit wrong with it. Well, it is legally required to have a dive flag, and this meets the legal requirements of 12 inches by 12 inches right there. It also has a metal little stiffener in it. You can see just like a metal wire there to keep it up straight, which is good. But the problem is when the wind's blowing a certain way, you get that profile from it, which is about, piece of a paper.
It actually looks like a pencil.
Yeah, a pencil. Like, no boat can see that if it's going by. So you're really in a situation where potentially a boat can't see a dive flag. You're using it, but what happened to me was boat didn't see it in time, couldn't turn away fast enough, and unfortunately hit me.
And the driver of the boat, let's talk about that, because from what I understand, was not intoxicated, was not distracted. He just didn't see you.
So there was, a brief moment where he couldn't get a glimpse of the dive flag. It was at the wrong angle, and he kept going forward, and just that little moment was enough to cause this.
Well, they say out of pain comes, passion. Passion becomes purpose, and purpose becomes a great product. And this is your product that you've actually tell us this.
So this is a 3D buoy. This is just kind of the first and only one on the market right now. And it's fully inflatable, kind of like a pool inflatable. And it's 15 by 15 inches, so a little bit larger than the legal size. But the most important part is that it can be seen from any angle by a boat. There's no situation where you get that thin profile from it. No matter what, you're seeing the diver's down signal, so a boat couldn't miss it.
Well, there's a silver lining to everything, Carter, and out of this tragedy, you created your own foundation.
I sure did. It's a 501c3 nonprofit, and it's called the Carter Viss Foundation. Its ultimate goal and mission is to help and support other victims of boating incidents like myself. This could be through financial ways or just really being there for the families. My family was extremely affected by this incident, and the least I can do is help others through the painful trauma this brings.
Well, as they say, out of every single situation, you have to search for the message and turn that message into a lesson. And your lesson was really just to help others, paying it forward. Yeah. And you had the right people on the boat that day that were all fighting for you. You had God, obviously your faith, your family. I want to take a minute to talk to the people that were on the boat now and hear what they went through as well.
Absolutely.
We just came in from the reef where the accident happened, and Carter, Andy, Christine, how was today? Tell me about the emotions that you felt when you were out there at that one spot, Thanksgiving 2019.
It was a beautiful experience. I loved everything about it. My only thing is I wanted to stay out there longer.
We can arrange that.
Yeah, just explore the reef that I love so much, and so healing to be out there again for me.
You know, Andy, we talked about, Carter and I, how impactful your one comment changed the entire scenario. You said something, Carter said, I'm dying, I'm going to die here, doing what I love to do. And then you said something that changed his mindset. And I'm a big believer in faith, mindset. Take us back to what you said.
Yeah, so we were on the transom of the boat heading towards the paramedics. We could see the ambulance lights, and Carter's obviously in a panic. I mean, he thought he was dying for obvious reasons. And, he kept saying, it's over, I'm done. And I don't know where it came from. I mean, it's not, I mean, I can only, where it came from. It's a work of God, really. But it just came to me at the moment. I was holding Carter's left hand, and I was screaming in pain and agony and said, Carter, God is with us. God is here. God is with us. And then just seeing the look in Carter's eyes from my standpoint, because I know what it meant for him, and he's talked about that today. But just for me to see that, to have a peaceful few seconds within this whole crisis and crazy kind of event, it was life-changing for me. It was a turning point for Carter, hopefully mentally, to kind of, let's
Well,
let's
you actually
do this,
saved his life too. You're a true hero.
Thank you.
Yeah. These are the true heroes.
Yeah,
So let's
Christine
talk
as well.
about
Christine was...
Yeah, Christine, unbelievable. Just a week earlier, you had learned how to use a tourniquet. Why? What was your reason? You just decided to learn how to use one?
Yeah, I'd finished a first aid safety training for diving, rescue diving, and I witnessed the boat go past us at a fast rate of speed, and I knew there were other divers on there. So I was in the water at the time, my dive flag beside it, but hopped up on the board and then saw that it had hit somebody from that height and went over, and Andy was holding Carter up for air, and then I saw that Carter had lost his arm, and I knew that the blood needed to be stopped. And so I just squeezed as tight as I could. And then we used a makeshift tourniquet on the boat. I was about to use the bungee cord that was on my paddleboard, but once we pulled him up onto the boat, I just let my paddleboard go, and we used this fabric, and it just wrapped and tied off. I do wish that they had a real tourniquet on the boat. It probably would have been faster and been more effective, but
it worked. It worked out. Yeah.
It's actually something that, I never thought to put a tourniquet into our Coast Guard kits that we sell at my dealership. Definitely. Conversation like this, dialogue, will change everything. It'll be a game changer and save many, many lives. But Carter, it has been an absolute pleasure hearing your story. Congratulations on everything that you've gone through and getting through it and creating a foundation that's really making, a difference in the world. If you are interested in learning more about the Carter Viss Foundation, there's two places to visit, safeboatingcouncil.org or the Carter Viss Foundation. It's listed below and in the comments. Please donate today. We are actually FB Marine Group, my dealership. When we met last time in Albuquerque, I said, what do you need to extend this, to get your voice out there and your platform? You said, I just need about $3,000. Well, today, my dealership, we're donating $3,000 to your foundation.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm going to...
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Wow.
And I'm going to encourage everyone in the marine industry, from Mercury, Yamaha, whoever is out there, to all the boat manufacturers and all the dealerships, the OEMs, vendors, to really join in this effort, the grassroots effort to really make boating safety important. And it's an absolute necessity that we always boat smart from the start. Guys, I can't thank you enough to the heroes and to Carter. Like Steve Jobs said, you're leaving your spot on the world. and the world will always be changed because of you. And thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone.